Hello, everyone. If you like what I'm doing here, please consider subscribing, liking, and commenting. It would really help the channel out quite a bit. Thank you very much.
You guys Doc Savage's men?
That's right. You guys cops?
Name's Sergeant Neville. Doc Savage told us we'd find you here. You'd all better come down to the station house with us. Your leader's under arrest for murder.
Here comes Monk Mayfair, the ape-like chemist.
Blazes!
Ham Brooks, the sword-wielding lawyer.
Take that!
Rennie Renwick, the two-fisted engineer.
Holy cow!
Long Tom Roberts, the adventurous electrical genius.
Pipe down, you guys.
Johnny Littlejohn, the fighting archaeologist.
I'll be super amalgamated.
And their leader, the greatest adventure hero of the 1930s, the man of bronze, Doc Savage. The Variety Arts Radio Theater, by special arrangement with Condé Nast Publications, presents The Adventures of Doc Savage, a new series of radio adventures based on the novels by Lester Dent. Today, Three Black Sticks, Chapter 2 of the amazing story, The Thousand-Headed Man. In London, Doc Savage and his 5 assistants have been given a mysterious black stick by a stranger. The stranger, one Rex Maples, then scours London for 2 matching sticks, one of which is in the hands of a mysterious Oriental named Sen Gat, who captures Maples and tortures him into revealing that Doc Savage has one of the sticks. Sen Gat's men, failing in an attempt to obtain this stick from Doc, return to their leader, unaware that Doc and Monk Mayfair have followed them. Overpowering Sen Gat and his henchmen, Doc hears a grisly story of a forgotten city in the jungles of Indochina, ruled by a creature known only as the Thousand-Headed Man. Sen Gat also reveals that the mysterious black sticks are keys to the secret of the Thousand-Headed Man, and that his men are on the trail of the third stick, which is owned by young Lucille Copeland. Doc and Monk speed to Lucille Copeland's home in hopes of heading off what they expect will be an attempt on the woman's life.
We just tied on to Wallabout Street, Doc.
Yes, Monk. Number 90, where Lucille Copeland lives, should be just ahead. There it is. Stop here, driver. Pay the driver, Monk.
Okay. See anything, Doc? The street ain't too well lit.
I don't see any lights in the Copeland house.
Yeah, the place looks deserted. You suppose we're on a wild goose chase?
I don't know, but let's approach carefully. Stay close to the hedges. Wait, Monk. I smell something. Something sweet.
There's roses growing at the next house over.
No, in addition to that. Wait. Look, moving toward that tree.
Huh? Where?
Down, Monk.
Blazes! Did you see who shot at us?
Yes, it was a woman, a very attractive, dark-haired young woman in gray tweed.
Lucille Copeland?
Perhaps. See her, Monk? There, in the shadow of that large elm tree.
Oh, yeah.
We're too exposed here. Follow me through this door.
Hey, look! There's a door.
That one went high. Let's try that door.
Hey, what's going on? Sound like the whole neighborhood woke up. Bet you the cops won't be long now.
Door's unlocked.
Think it's safe to go inside?
No less than being shot at out here. I have a flashlight. Have your super machine pistol handy.
All set, Doc. I got mercy bullets in the drum, so no one will be hurt.
Good. Here comes the light.
Yo! Corpses! 3 of them!
Yes. Melees. Probably some of Sen Gat's crew. Still warm, too.
You're sure a mess, ain't they?
Yes. Look at those chest wounds. They're ragged. I'd say a crease cost them.
Yeah. That's one of them wavy Malay swords. This don't make sense, Doc. Or does it? I know that trilling sound you make, Doc. You've discovered something important, haven't you?
Yes, Monk. You see that bottle of perfume on the table?
Huh?
I'd recognize the brand. It's the same scent as the one I smelled outside. when the woman ran past.
Blazes! That means she lives in this house and is probably Lucille Copeland. But what did she shoot at us for?
She may have been frightened. Obviously, these 3 murders were committed not many minutes ago. We'd better... That may be her now.
Well, here she goes. Boy, if somebody ain't called the cops by now, it'll be a miracle.
Yes, back inside, Monk. We only have a few minutes.
Now what?
While I alert the rest of our crew, you search the house for anything that might explain the mystery. Particularly, look for another black stick.
Gotcha, Doc.
Operator, connect me with Rennie Renwick at the Piccadilly house, please.
Rennie Renwick speaking.
Want some exercise?
Yeah, we might stand some, Doc.
We left a man named Sen Gat and some of his followers tied up at 55 River Street in Shoreditch. You'll recognize Sen Gat by his 6-inch fingernails. Watch them until we arrive and see if you can find out anything about the 1,000-headed man and the 3 black keys.
Huh?
The black stick thrown to us at the airfield is one of 3 black keys. We've got 2 of them now.
Holy cow, this is sure getting to be a strange business.
And bloody, too. 3 men have been knifed so far. Watch out for more of Sen Gat's men who may return to that house.
We're on our way, Doc.
No identification on them bodies, Doc. But I found some letters to Lucille Copeland. No black stick, though.
Maybe a more thorough search will turn something.
Oh! Look out the window! A car with a red light on top. London police must not use sirens.
You sure they're police?
Yeah! I see the badges shining on their funny-looking helmets. They're coming up the walk.
Spread out, men, and be careful. The woman who phoned said this Doc Savage has already knifed 3 people.
Doc! Hear that? This Lucille Copeland must have pinned these murders on you.
Yes. It'd be foolish to try to explain our way out of this under these circumstances. There's still time to get out the back door. Let's go.
Right. I just hope the others are having better luck.
All right, this is the police. Open up in here.
This is it, fellas. The address Doc gave me. Looks quiet.
The whole neighborhood looks quiet. The only person around is that sidewalk vendor who gave us a bilious stare as we went by. Say, there he goes now.
Yeah, Ham. He's scuttling away like he's up to something.
Long Tom is manifestly suspicious of everyday occurrences.
I am not, Johnny.
Come on, Doc said he left the front door unlocked. Holy cow! Look!
Somebody beat us here. There's only a pile of cut ropes lying where Sen Gat and his gang were.
Well, no use crying over spilled milk. Come on. Doc will want us to look around while we're here.
The paper's on this desk saying the Sen Gat is an importer and trades and stuff from Indochina.
Look here, a newspaper clipping from last winter.
Oh, yeah? What's it say?
The headline reads, Exploring Party Lost. Some anxiety is being felt over the safety of Calvin Copeland, who, with his wife and daughter, departed some months ago on an expedition into the interior jungles of Indochina. Accompanying the Copelands was explorer Rex Maples. The fact that the Copeland expedition departed amid a cloud of secrecy and gave no indication of its final destination makes search efforts impossible, as authorities say.
Perchance this epistle relates to the entity possessing innumerable craniums.
You mean the 1,000-headed man, Johnny? I don't...
You, Doc Savage's men?
That's right. You guys cops?
What else would they be in those blue uniforms?
Name's Sergeant Evell. Doc Savage told us we'd find you here. You'd all better come down to the station house with us. Your leader's under arrest for murder.
What?
Girl named Lucille Copeland accused Savage of knifing 3 blokes in her home. Savage says you guys can furnish him with an alibi.
I say, fellows, have you noticed that this personage bears a remarkable resemblance to a certain anthropodial chemist of renown?
What's that? What did he say?
Is Monk made fair with Doc?
Yeah, he's waiting too.
Johnny was just saying how much you look like Monk.
Do I now? I ain't noticed it myself.
Didn't notice. Monk is 5 feet tall, covered with red hair, and looks exactly like the monkey's uncle everyone talks about. And you're almost his twin.
Well, Enough of that now. If you blokes will just follow
We'll
up.
follow your three fakes no place. Now drop your nightsticks.
Yeah, now, what's with the firearm? We're constables of the law.
And I say you're a pack of fakes. This gun may look like an automatic, but it shoots like a machine gun. Now drop those sticks. Now, let's get to the bottom of this. We want some fast answers. Who are you?
You know where you can go, bloke.
Showing your true colors, huh? Where is Sengat? Doc left him tied up here.
If you turn around slowly, Mr. Renwick, you will discover my whereabouts for yourself.
Holy cow. We should have checked the back of the house.
But I would not turn around until you have surrendered your weapon. Unless you want a bullet in your back or the backs of your friends.
I knew that sidewalk vendor was up to no good.
Yes, he is one of my men, just as Ebel here is. Take their weapons, Ebel.
With pleasure. Give me that gun, bloke. Fancy, ain't it?
Doc Savage is supposed to have invented those weapons. They fire anesthetic bullets. Each of these 4 men should have one in a shoulder holster.
Got 'em all.
Good. I plan to lure you into our little trap. It worked well, don't you agree?
Okay, so the Bobby uniforms put us off guard. What now?
We shall search you. You may have one of the black keys. Ever!
No dice, Sengat. They're clean.
Most unfortunate. It has been a night for misfortune. Indigo and the others failed to get the 3rd key from Lucille Copeland. All because they fought among themselves over the prize. The result, 3 are dead. The girl and the 3rd key have eluded my grasp. And Rex Maples has gotten away.
So what's next?
Ethel, what was it these men remarked about your physique?
Something about me looking like one of Doc Savage's blokes. Monk, his name was.
Yes, Monk. Quite fitting. If we move quickly, it might be possible to put this happy resemblance to good use. Tie up Savage's men. Then we must locate Lucille Copeland.
There's Sengat's house, Doc. Phew, I never thought we'd get here. All that walking. Hey, look. Sengat's front door is wide open.
Yes, I see that. But look over there, at that sidewalk vendor.
Yeah. Hey, he sees us. He's making a run for it.
Come on.
He's going around the corner, Doc. There he goes. You got him, Doc. You got him. Phew. That was fast traveling.
Monk, check Sengat's house while I question this man.
Right.
All right, you. Suppose you tell me about Sengat. Don't know, huh? You may change your tune.
Hey, Doc, the place is deserted. No Reddy, no Sengat, nothing.
All right, Monk. I think this vendor knows something. Now, what's behind that 1,000-headed man business?
Me not know.
Ah, he speaks English, huh?
Yes, but he's being uncooperative. Perhaps I can change his mind. After all, I got Sengat to tell us about the 1,000-headed man.
What you do, Sangat?
Ah, so Sengat told you about Doc working him over, huh?
Wait, I tell. Listen, Calvin Copen us same fine city of 1,000-headed man one time. 2 other fella with him in plane. Something bad happened. Copen fella get away. Sangat learned this from Indigo.
Where did this Indigo learn about the 1,000-headed man?
Rex Maples tell Indigo. Maples with Copen fella escape with him.
Where did the black sticks come in?
Copen make black sticks to use as key when he go back to 1,000-headed man city.
Keys? That doesn't make sense.
1,000-headed man have something Copen want bad. Sangat, he want also. Very valuable this thing.
Yeah? What is it?
Not know what thing is. Sangat, him one time also live in Indochina jungle. Him also no 1,000-headed man got. Him not tell us though.
Where is Calvin Copeland now?
Him go back. Hunt 1,000-headed man Indochina. Also not come back. Copen wife too. Missy Lucille Copen, Maple fella, them two get out of jungle.
How did Sengat learn of the Copeland expedition?
Mr. Copeland and Maples, they try to go somebody hunt fellow who walk in jungle. They talk indigo. He talk Sangat. You savvy?
Where did my men go? The ones who were in that house?
Sangat take. Not nowhere.
Blazes, Doc. Sengat's got Rennie and the others. We gotta find
We
them.
will, Monk, but once we...
There we go. Get him.
Cops! They found us. They're coming right at us.
There are only 5 of them, Monk. I hate to assault officers who are only doing their duty, but I'm afraid we have no choice. We can't afford to be arrested now.
Gotcha, Doc. Here they come.
Now!
I got him. I didn't bop him hard, just enough to lay him out.
Good. Let's get back to the hotel. I still have the 2 black sticks I took from Sengat. Maybe a chemical analysis will tell us something of what they are.
Okay, Doc. Let's hope we can get back to the hotel without any more bobbies landing on us. Boy, am I glad to be back. My feet are killing me.
Evidently, the police haven't thought to post guards at the hotel.
Hey, there's somebody in our room. A guy and a girl. And she's got a gun, Doc.
Doc? Are you Doc Savage?
Yes, and you are the woman who shot at us earlier this evening.
She is?
Oh, then I may...
A mistake, I'm sure. That is, if you're talking about shooting at us. Why don't you lower that pistol?
Of course.
Maybe I can explain this, Mr. Savage. This is Lucille Copeland, daughter of Calvin Copeland, the famous explorer.
Yes, I know. And you are...
My name is Rex Maples. I'm an explorer, too. I threw that black stick to you at the airfield.
I see.
Mr. Savage, my father and my mother, I want your help in finding...
Let's clear up the matter of you shooting at Monk and myself first, shall we?
I can explain that. After I threw the stick to you, I went to get the second stick from an Oriental named Sengat. But I was captured. Indigo, one of Sengat's men, threatened to brand me unless I did what they wanted.
Which was?
To go along with Indigo and his men to Lucille's house, pretend they were friends of mine, and get Miss Copeland's black stick.
I see.
I gave them the stick, but then they began to fight among themselves. The one called Indigo wanted the stick for himself. He stabbed 2 of the others after one of them had killed a 3rd man.
Well, that explains the 3 dead guys we found.
Yes. There was a lot of confusion during the fight, and Mr. Maples and I managed to slip out the back door. We split up, and then you showed up. I fired over your heads to warn you off, and then I ran.
Huh? We must have just missed that Indigo character by a hair, Doc.
I met Mr. Maples at a prearranged spot. We decided to come to you.
Then Indigo has the 3rd black stick.
No, I snatched it during the fight. Here it is.
Yes. Just like the others. Just a round stick of something like rubber. Except it isn't rubber.
Boy, this is swell. Now we got all 3 of them.
Yes?
This is Sengat. I have words of wisdom, Savage.
So have I. Turn my 4 men loose, now.
Precisely what I want to discuss. I propose a trade.
What kind of trade?
Your men for the black sticks.
No deal, Sengat.
You fool! Your men will die horribly at my hands. And a tip to the London police that you are at your hotel will mean your apprehension. You're still wanted for murder, you know.
That was a nice piece of trickery.
Yes, wasn't it? A woman did call the police. But of course it was not Lucille Copeland.
I know. Call me in an hour, Sengat. I'll have an answer for you then.
You cannot fight me successfully, Savage. I am...
That was Sengat?
Yes, he wants to trade the black sticks for 4 of my men he has captured.
How awful.
What are you going to do, Mr. Savage?
Operator, Scotland Yard, please. Scotland Yard, this is operative SX73182. Somewhere in London is a large clock which has just struck 4 o'clock. That's right. An hour off. I need the location of that clock as soon as possible. Put out a general call on it. I'll call back in a few moments.
What was that all about, Doc?
When I spoke with Sen Gat, I heard a large clock in the background strike an hour late. I want to know where that clock is.
But won't Scotland Yard know where you are now?
No, Miss Copeland. My operative number is a secret identification. The person I spoke to responds only to the number. I was assigned it as an honorary representative of the Yard some years back.
Yeah, Doc gave him a hand on an important case. They were real grateful.
Now, while we await developments, why don't you tell me your side of the mystery, Miss Copeland? Beginning with the 3 black sticks. They are keys, are they not?
Yes, Mr. Savage. You see, there's a city in the jungles of Indochina where, legends say, lives a man with 1,000 heads.
Yes, we know about that, and I know that your father found this city, escaped from it once, and then returned with you and Rex Maples. Why did he go back?
He said he was going to rescue his pilot and mechanic, who was still alive.
But you think there's more to it than that.
Yes. I think there was some other attraction. It must have been something tremendous, because he became obsessed with returning to the city.
And Sengat knows something about it, too. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so hot to get those keys.
When my father returned from that first expedition a year ago, he was suffering from a high fever. All he did was rave deliriously about the 1,000-headed man and stare crazily at a small bag he brought back with him from the jungle.
A bag?
Yes. He would often shut himself up in his room alone with it. I think he was experimenting with whatever was in the bag.
When did these black sticks enter the picture?
Last winter, during the second expedition into the jungle. You see, Mr. Maples here was hired to head the rescue mission, and I went along too. It was a long, hard trip. But when we got near the city of the 1,000-headed man, my father became very agitated. It was then that he gave Mr. Maples and myself and one other member of our party one of the black sticks apiece.
Did he explain what they were?
No. He intended to, I suspect, but there was no time. He only told us that they were the keys with which we could enter the presence of the 1,000-headed man and survive.
Say, Doc, if Copeland gave each one of them the keys, then one must be all they need.
Correct. But Sengat doesn't know that. That's why he's after all 3.
Go on, Miss Copeland.
The most horrible part comes next. The night Father gave us the sticks, the jungle was particularly still. Even the birds fell silent after dusk. It was as if the jungle was cursed. And then something happened.
What do you mean?
I don't know how to explain it. At first, we heard a weird sound, like many cats hissing angrily. And with it came a peculiar fluttering among the leaves. Father awakened us. He started yelling about the black sticks. Suddenly, I felt ill. My head swam. I couldn't think straight. Father felt it too. He told me to run for my life. He pushed me out into the jungle, and I remember running through the undergrowth for what seemed like hours. Then I must have blacked out, because I can't recall anything.
Places.
I don't know how long I wandered. When I regained consciousness, I started back for the camp. That's when I found Mr. Maples and another member of our party. Both were as dazed as I was. We tried to find my father and the others, but we became lost in the jungle. After a while, the other man died. We took his black stick and eventually found our way to civilization.
Can you add anything, Maples?
Almost nothing. I was overcome by the same thing that affected Miss Copeland. Whatever it was, it came up upon us as if it was invisible.
Quite a story.
Which, unfortunately, the authorities refused to believe. Our attempts to organize another rescue expedition failed miserably.
That's when I met up with Indigo, one of Sengat's pirates. I tried to interest him in a new expedition. He led me on and learned enough of the story to realize there was something of great value at stake. He tortured me into telling about the black sticks. He took one before I could get away from him.
We were at our wits' end, Mr. Savage. Then we heard you were arriving in London. I sent Mr. Maples to meet you.
But I couldn't get through the crowd at the airfield. I threw the stick to you instead. Then I went to try to get the third stick from Sengat, and you know the rest.
A very weird tale. Miss Copeland, you believe your father is still alive?
Yes. We have no proof, of course. But Father felt some members of the first expedition were still alive in the Thousand-Headed Man City. So I can only hope he is there also.
I see.
Hey, Doc, ain't it about time to call Scotland Yard back?
Yes, thank you, Monk. Excuse me. Operator, Scotland Yard, please. This is Operative SX73182. Do you have the information I requested? I see. Thank you. The clock is on a building at number 13 Old Crossing Lane. Monk and I will investigate. Here are the 3 black sticks, Miss Copeland. I suggest you and Maples stay here until we return. Let's go, Monk.
Oh, boy, action at last. Send Gaff, here we come.
Will Doc succeed in rescuing his 4 friends held by Sengat? Can he locate the missing Calvin Copeland? And just what are the 3 black sticks that everyone seeks so desperately? Don't miss Flight into Fear, Chapter 3 of The Thousand-Headed Man, next time on The Adventures of Doc Savage. The Thousand-Headed Man was written by Lester Dent and adapted for radio by Will Murray. Featured in the cast were Daniel Chodos, Robert Towers, Bill Ratner, Ann Ross, Kimmett Mustin, Art Dutch, Bob Farley, William Irwin, Michael McConaughey, and Scott McKenna. Also heard were Douglas Kohler and Bob Lines. Sound effects were created by David Surtees, assisted by Jerry Williams. Production assistance by Samantha Kimmel and Doris Christie. Engineering by Denny King. The Adventures of Doc Savage is produced and directed by Roger Rittner and is a presentation of the Variety Arts Radio Theater.